cats think they is, thinking they biz. It's round here. Yo, dog, don't even go there. This is ours. We built this from the ground on up. Now it's flowers. I think you best around on up. The entourage. Slim chance that y'all get large. It's non-cypher. That's because VR's in charge. It's set here. Cats is known for getting wet here and left here till the cops come pick 'em up.
Stepping in territory that's corrupt. Listen your luck. Controlling what shit's already sold up. Nigga, fold up. You and your crew and be ghosts and get slain. This ain't the place to try to gain fame from. You get burnt the streets, a nigga work hard to make. And I'll be damned if I let another brother take it alive for his own sake. They better vacate promptly before they get their ass stormed. Listen, take heed to what we saying, niggas. Muscle game.
Only strong will survive. The weak shall perish.
Muscle game.
Think with their brain, not with their brain.
Muscle game.
Come on, man. Fuck with me, I'll drop $1 million on your head.
Muscle game.
Break you in your
We
whole
lay
family.
down the muscle game. We won't lie, sometimes we stick 'em up. Last time it wasn't us though. Word life, some hoes get 'em up. And 9 blocks sit 'em up. I know it was shut though. Cause I was right there when they split it up. See, I can tell you where to find the corpse. But that cheddar, I'm afraid dog, that's gone forever.
Greed for wealth got us stingy. We got a spot that's hot, niggas envy. The fact we clock mad dope. They wanna see us shut down, but no, I don't think so. The crew is still raking the cash flow. For every dime bag sold on this block, we more in. One slung behind the back is under the skin. When niggas try to step to the block and bogart, we can't see it happening. Warn them first, get the fuck out of Dodge. Better believe that. Test it. See if we don't put you on your back, niggas. Muscle game.
Talk is cheap here. Bad boys moving sound.
Muscle game.
You ain't gonna hear me coming. It's gonna wake up. A bunch of angels flying down. You feel me?
All in the muscle game.
Still on another
Lay
type
down
of
the
muscle.
muscle game. Now being that it's all out war, I'm bringing more than that 4-4. Watch me dispose of all y'all fraud ass niggas. Take leave me bored ass niggas. Gun bigger than sword ass niggas. An enter in the ring, gun drawn. Making moves like pawns, 2 at a time. Coming for mine like a song, nigga CBS. He can't be serious, finesse. He don't believe I keep the gun in the vest.
Think you can destroy this empire? We built from scratch and stupid. I wouldn't care how ruthless your crew is. We got the biz for this area. Try to attack, mad niggas on the barriers. Just dying to blast back, bitch. There be no giving and no taking. Definitely no breaking. Laws we lay down, here's the situation. Severe tortures with those who offend us face. I show no love for a punk ass nigga we hate. Try to pay me no brown and come up missing. Happens to hard-headed niggas when they don't listen. I gave you fair warning about the danger you're messing with a stranger. Invading the street corners of corners. Try me if you think it's a lie. Down to too many niggas have, but in the process, many die. Thinking they can step to the block and bogart. I couldn't see it happening. Warned them first, get the fuck out of Dodge.
Fuck out of Dodge. This is our game right here. I'm here playing with you niggas. Come on, man. Been doing this for too long, man. You ain't got the muscle. You had a hustle. It's 1999, man. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Nice too long. Just gonna start making y'all niggas disappear, man. First, take your records off the radio. Then I'm gonna motherfucking erase your social security number. You know, take your birth certificate out the file. I'm gonna do that to your whole fucking family. I ain't gonna have no mercy for you. You understand? No more Mr. Nice Guy. You ain't got the muscle. You better have the hustle. Keep your motherfucking mouth shut. Biatch.
Yo. What is up, y'all? Y'all know I'm on my little DJ kick. Excuse me again for being late tonight, but if you were in here, definitely put your glowers up. Y'all already know what time it is. Put these glowers up. So let me first of all get started by saying this. Fuck that rent. In case you all didn't hear me, fuck that rent. I have been getting a lot of hate mail, y'all. in my email, in my inbox. People are texting me left and right, calling me some type of moocher. Listen, y'all, and let me tell y'all something. I don't come for people on this channel. I really don't. But y'all coons will not quiet me on this. You won't do it. And the only reason why I'm not cammed up right now, y'all, is because I am getting my hair re-dyed, so it's not in its best condition that I would want. But at any rate, once again, fuck that rent. If you have a problem with it, what are you in the 9% of black people that are property managers? Congratulations, kudos to you. But don't come for me. Do not come for me, because like I said, that is not what I do on this channel. I am very peace. I do not come for anybody, but stop slipping, stop coming in my inboxes. Y'all are leaving very slick comments on posts that I'm putting up that have literally nothing to do with the panel that I was on, the discussion that I've been having, and the movement that I've been leading. Now, you are not putting that on my FTR hashtag comments, or even on my comments, or even on my post about becoming, a property owner. You're not putting it on there, or a landowner. You're not putting it on there. But what you're doing is you're like you're sneak punching. You're sneak punching. Like, it's real. That's some real, like, lame stuff. Don't be coming on my colored only cafe post talking stupid, talking slick, and going back on older videos talking slick, talking stupid. I said what I said. Fuck that rent, and I mean that. I mean that. And if you are, like I said, and one of the 9% of African Americans are a black person, or however you want to identify yourself, that is a landowner, and you are not getting your rent paid, or you have a good friend that is a landowner, and oh, heaven forbid, she's not, or he's not getting rent from all of their tenants, and woe is me. That's fine. Y'all keep that between the two of y'all, or your own little circle. Don't bring that on me. Again, I said what I said. I'm not going to be apologetic when it comes to this argument. Rent is rooted in rooted in racism. Rent is racism. If you are literally going to have 80% of property owners, are 70 to 80% are Caucasian or white, and then 70 to 80% of the renters are in fact black. Y'all, that's not rocket science. That's simple. That's simple. That is simple grounds and understanding and appreciation of simple grounds for unequal treatment. It's a simple grounds and understanding for disparity. And it's this plain and simple. So once again, do not come for me. If you would like to have an intellectual debate about it, I am here for it. But like I said, don't be sneaking dissing on any of my channels, any of my pages and whatnot. Excuse me. Turn on my speaker. But it's a way to do that. But coming and trying to have some sneak disses on posts that have nothing to do with the FTR movement, it's just really cowardly. It's really cowardly. You don't want to have the conversation on a post that I have about land ownership or the FDR movement, because you don't want to be outed. You don't want the other people coming for you. So you sneak it around in some hidden posts. Like, that's just real silly. That's just real silly. If you want to have a real conversation about how rent is not racist, or how it is helping anybody in our sector, when only 9% of property owners are African American, I'm sorry, not enough of us are in that category for me to care about. So last but not least, but very respectfully, Fuck that rent. All right, moving on to the topic at hand. If y'all are in here tonight, y'all please put up y'all glowers. Please put y'all glowers up. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do. Put your glowers up if you're in here tonight. If you're rocking with me. Um, so I'm probably not going to be on here for long because, like I said, I have a busy day tomorrow, and I have a couple of meetings, and I have, I went to the library today and overdid it, y'all. So I have plenty of books that I need to kind of crack open. Some I bought for research, or some not bought. Some I checked out for research. Some I checked out for recreation. But I do have a long day ahead of me, and a long weekend. So and I need to plan for it accordingly. So this is not going to be the longest live, and then also too, it's not going to be the longest live because it just doesn't it doesn't deserve that much attention, to tell you the truth. To be quite honest, it doesn't deserve that much attention. It's getting way much more attention than what it deserves. So a buddy of mine who actually will be joining me on F Bomb Fridays now, coming out of the Cleveland, Ohio. He is going to be joining me at night. An excellent, just I think, balance to the program that that you'll be experiencing and witnessing. He'll be joining us on this upcoming Friday. Hey, hey, sis. How are you, family? Good to see you in here. Hey, Cooking with Sir Senior. Good to see you. Good to see you in here as well. Thank you for throwing those blowers up. Y'all already know. But so he actually shared with me that the crate challenge actually started in Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know who got the bright idea. I'm telling you, tonight, my children and I, as we were coming back from the store, y'all, I'm a little late in tonight because I made some egg rolls for the children. So y'all excuse me. Or as a good friend of mine used to say, excuse me. Okay. So at any rate, we were coming back from the store. We ran across a one of those CrossFit tires. And I was excited just with seeing that, my children took turns, trying to turn it over by themselves, then together, that sort of thing. We all stood on top of it. Yeah, that was a good time for us. Like I don't need to try to climb on top of no crates. Now I have heard my daughter did tell me that one lady got $10,000 for successfully making it across. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. I hope that she used that for an earnest deposit to, get her hands on some property. I hope she's not going to squander it away, but it's a negative. It's a negative, but I think that what we really need to be delving into and understanding and appreciating is that why are we so easily distracted with the dumb shit? And if I'm cursing a little much, excuse me, y'all. I'm kind of like in my I'm in my zone. I'm in my bag. I'm like heated up a little bit tonight. I have recently, literally very recently, started to communicate with someone that I was very, very into years ago. Years ago. And I usually, like I always say, I do not go back to exes or anything like that. So it's not an ex per se, but it is someone that I used to communicate with very heavily. And we were, definitely heading towards that direction. Um, but I ended up getting into another relationship, and it's very hard for me to explain our relationship to anybody that I'm involved with. Because it is intimate. It's just that we've never been intimate, but it's an intimate relationship. But at any rate, we're back kind of we're back communicating, and the emotions are very raw. So I'm a little heated. I'm a little, literally and figuratively, and I'm a little frustrated because there's quite some distance between us, and I can't do anything with those emotions. So, I'm kind of, if I some curse words slip in here and there, definitely understand. Definitely understand. Um, wow, you said I prefer curse word freedom. I guess you would, God of. But like I said, I opened already with it. I'm already kind of, like I said, my emotions are already high anyway because y'all, it's just been some real sucker shit with this whole fuck the rent movement. Like people are really mad. They mad. Like these coons out here are really mad that I'm up here talking about, oh, that's very irresponsible for you to be telling people not to pay their rent. Bid, bid. Okay? It's irresponsible. What is irresponsible is a government that is having making mandating that 100%, not 50%, not 40%, not 60%, but 100% of the rent that was covered during this rent moratorium be paid, or this, I'm sorry, not rent moratorium, but eviction moratorium be paid once the eviction moratorium lifts in October. That's irresponsible. That's disgusting. And then also too, to have people to have to pay rent on the very land of which their ancestors probably worked and died on is macabre. Is absolutely just vile. It's beyond just being rude. It is vile. It is disgusting. It is macabre. It's heinous. The same land that your great grandmother probably was raped, beaten, and her children were taken away from her, and her husband was castrated and lynched. We want you to pay to stay there now. We want you to pay to stay there now. That's sick. That's sick. That's like, could you imagine? Let's talk about this for a minute. And again, y'all, we're going to get to this crazy situation. But like I said, I'm not going to give that too much time because, quite honestly, just it doesn't make any sense to me. Because you know what even doesn't make sense to me, y'all? I've been seeing a lot of older people do this crate challenge. Can somebody give me a light bulb or throw up a glower of any kind if you have noticed this as well? These are some older people doing this. They are not like just some younger people. Hey, Sir Anthony. Oh my gosh. Y'all throw up them some glowers for Sir Anthony in the house. Absolutely. Welcome, welcome. Um, but, there have been, I'm talking about these people look about a good 50, 60 years old doing this crate challenge. I saw this one and somebody had to help it was an older gentleman. They had to help him get up on the first one. Now, when you have to help somebody get up on the first one, what part of you says to yourself, "Hey, man, hey, let's just keep let's keep letting him do this." This is elder protection, y'all. This is elder love. Like this is documented elderly abuse at this point. Helping some 60-year-old man get one leg up so he can get up on these crates to see how far he can go. Oh my goodness. And the biggest joke going around is that where they getting all these crates. Y'all, are you kidding me? When we used to stay in Overtown, they used to always have crates in the back of the grocery store. Like, is this really any mystery? Is this a mystery right now? Like, this is what is the standard. First of all, let's take a little trip down truth lane for a minute. First of all, crates definitely act as moving boxes. They act as stacking. They act as seating. Okay. So it should be no mystery where people are getting crates from. Like, before we moved from Miami, literally, we had the crates by the door. That's where we kept our socks in and our shoes in. They were just, milk crates by the door. So at any rate, but yeah, if you have seen elderly people doing this crate challenge, please put a glower up because, like I said, I know I can't be alone in this because at least I've watched maybe about 7 or 8, and literally probably about four of these particular videos, the women and the men, most of them were. I will say that most of them were men, but the women that I have seen during this challenge were definitely older. Definitely older. The only, woman that I saw kind of in her looking youthful was the sister that did it in the heels. And she did it successfully. Now, if she was the one that won the $10,000, so my daughter tells me somebody won $10,000. If she was the one that won $10,000, she deserved it because she did it in those heels. But okay, let me see what God. Let me see what. Oh, y'all, I'm so sorry. I haven't been highlighting y'all. I haven't been putting y'all up in here. Let me do this. Okay. So she said it's the best thing I've heard all year. Shout outs. Okay. You have to understand land was taken for monarchy. The land is theirs and we are their slaves to this day. It's all on your birth certificate. I have heard this. I have heard this. Um I got some information about birth certificates too. I don't share it online, but if you ever want to talk about it, you can definitely email me. But I definitely have some information about birth certificates that was shared with me years ago, and I still do it to this day. Still utilize it in this way to this day. Um, so it says everyone has been covering it. It's blown my mind to see such energy out into it. Okay, so she says it's the best thing I've heard all year. Shouts out to you. Okay, I guess that is the the cursing. Fuck that rent. Yeah, I'm gonna be strong on that, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna continue to. Y'all been ask about it. I'm going to these commission meetings. I get up there with a suit on. I'm suited up. I got the glasses on. I got the spectacles, and I get right on that mic. First and foremost, you know, uh, honorables, elected officials. First and foremost, fuck that rent. My name is Courtney Omega, and that's my time. That's it. That's it. That's the agenda. That's the agenda. If you are not from your position trying to figure out how to make aggressive legislation to get me onto some property with a disclosed amount of any kind contributing to that closing cost or paying that earnest deposit, if you are not doing that as an elected official, I really don't have I don't have no time for you. I really don't. I really don't. We don't have anything to discuss. And don't sit up there and tell me, oh, sweetheart, that's unrealistic. No one's going to do that. You can't policy your way out of this crisis. You can when you policy your way into it. Yeah, you can. And don't sit up there and sitting around talking about what your credit looked like and this and that looked like because it wasn't asked when you came through and stole it. You didn't care what that score was then. Nobody was sitting around talking about, well, what do these Negroes scores look like when they're redlining? No, no. So you don't get to go back and say, now let's do this the right way. No, let's do it. Let's do it the way y'all were doing it. Let's do it the way y'all were doing it. Let's just get some extreme favor for no reason. Good morning, North Carolina NC worker. Good morning, good morning. Grown folk know you can't climb crates. Well, they taking crates. Let's see. It says taking crates is a crime. God of is into it today. Taking crates is a crime. It says it right on them. Seems to me the government has set this mess up as usual. It's BLM all over again. I've heard that from a couple of sources. Y'all was putting that up as a meme with Dr. Umar Johnson, joking about it, um, but at the same time, people have been, they've been repeating this. Okay, so Sir Anthony says at Cooking with Sir Senior, cussing the corrupts good manners. Salute, because Sir Senior says he does not curse. And y'all, let me tell y'all, there is usually only one place you will find me cursing, and that is with my significant other behind closed doors. But I've got to just continue to say this loud and proud. And again, it comes off harsh, it's supposed to, because that's how deplorable I believe, rent is. That's how insulted I am by the notion of rent. Now, paying a deposit, I'll do that. I'll do that, y'all. Because y'all know I have cats, and we now have a new cat. His name is Cloud, Sir Cloud, as Sir Anthony. I'm sure you'll be pleased to know. He is the only male feline amongst all of our cats. So he is the only male female feline, and he has his two female counterparts. He has Lightning and Stormy. But he is very feisty. He's very feisty. He is, he runs around, he knocks down papers, he scratches up. I understand. I understand. And even though we just got him, because of the fact that I do have cats, I do have animals, I understand and appreciate that when this unit will be turned over, because it will, because I do not plan on staying in units that I cannot own. When the unit is turned over, it will need to have proper work done to it to, make it presentable for the next tenants, and I absolutely encourage that. But paying you every month to make this place a home, make it livable, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I'm bringing in the candles and the incense and the carpet fresheners, and I'm vacuuming and I'm bleaching and I'm mopping and I'm wiping down, and you know, I'm heating up and cooling down, and I'm doing those things. So why would I be paying you to allow me to do them? No. It's a negative. It's a negative. Okay. So so you say ain't no way of owning anything here. You always gotta pay and pay and pay some more. Even after you pass, they will pass your debt down your bloodline. Can't pay, they take away. Now that is a very, very good. It's a very, very good observation. It's very good observation. I'm going to repeat that again. Ain't no way of owning anything here. You always got to pay and pay and pay some more. Even if you pass, they will pay your debt down your bloodline. They will pass your debt down your bloodline. Can't pay, they take away. So here's the rub with that, right? And I definitely agree. I am fourth generation Bahamian. And over in the Bahamas, you can actually, just because of my last name being what it is, I can actually stake ownership, and when you own it forever. And even here now with not now but during, with the first time, of course, reparations were allotted, it was land that we were not supposed to be able to sell. It was land that had to only be, it was only allowed to be passed down from one generation to the next. It was supposed to be land that we could not sell. Of course, uh when the reparations was rescinded by the incoming president, then that all changed, and not only could land be sold, but it was taken back from the slaves, the prisoners of war, excuse me, that had worked the land, and it was given back to the owners. It was given back to the owners. So, and then they charged us to be on it. Because since you're no longer slaves, so you can't work it for free, you're now going to be charged to be on it, or you're going to have to pay some very reduced wages. You're going to be paid some very reduced wages to counter with the fact that you're living on it. Mm, mm. So instead of it just being used, you're going to have to adhere to these new rules and pay where you're living. Okay, to pay to stay where you're living. So this again is what sharecropping is, and this is what rent was born from. So it was always intended to be an in debt system, and it was always intended to be a system that put African Americans in debt, and absolutely required you to pay to live, whereas other demographics were able to own. Were encouraged to own, were were able to do and move about any type of way that they wanted. But we were made to have to pay to stay where we were. Period. So with that being said, right? With that being said, and we talk about why are rather these challenges, these just seemingly asinine activities, why are these trumped up, and why are they so prevalent in our community? I watched a really good video yesterday with brother Rob. Y'all, I've been getting more and more into his videos. And it's like they're coming recommended left and right. Like that just happens every so often. Like one year I won't see nothing from him in my recommendeds, and then another year go by and it's like every day two or three like old videos are recommended, and so I'll look back on them. But his video was really good yesterday about it. Tuned in, and he said, and I agree as well. You know, we we need the escapism. Understand that. I appreciate that. We need the escapism, because a lot of us have led and had some very hard lives. We have. But is that how we escape? By seriously injuring ourselves? Going viral while doing so, because I don't know about y'all, but I have seen way more videos of people really badly injuring themselves than I have seen people being successful with it. Now, I've never been one for most of those challenges anyway, but this one here just seems downright, downright just really destructive. Really destructive. It almost seems like we're waiting for someone to really die on one of these challenges. I think that that's honestly what we're looking for, and I'm serious on that. Y'all, my counterpart, y'all know, brother Palmetto, my brother in Revolution. He is. We're gonna send out a healing vibrational energy to him tonight. We had an event that we were supposed to do last night that we couldn't do because he's not feeling well. So we want to definitely send out some healing vibrational energy to him. Okay, so the gold confiscation. I'm reading this. I'm gonna put it up in the big. Yeah, something is going very off with my internet. So we had really bad storms here in Georgia today, or as I like to call it, Georgia. Georgia. Yeah, I told y'all when I first moved here years ago, there was a gentleman that was from Georgia, the country in Africa, and he told me that he said I'm from Georgia, and I was just like I just thought that was so weird because I was like, well, we're in Georgia, and he said I'm from Georgia, and it was just the cutest thing, and I was just like, not really appreciating it at first, and then he specified that he was from Africa, and I didn't even realize that Africa, at the time had a country that was pronounced that way, but it was very interesting to learn that fact and to hear him just be so proud of it. He was from Georgia. Okay, the Gold Confiscation Act of 1933 was a real slap in the face. They keep picking at us slowly till we have less than nothing and fully in need to be taken care of. Total control coming soon worldwide. Let me tell you, I am, like I said, I'm doing something that I honestly had not considered when I was a young adult. I have definitely considered it more as I've gotten older. But as a young adult, I honestly never saw myself as trying to live with other families, and the right now I am going into a situation where it will be multi-families. It will be multi-families. Y'all, I'm not going to no polygamous situation though, y'all, so don't get it twisted. We do have a married couple that's amongst us, and they don't have children. But yeah, I am looking very much forward to experiencing this commune type of living because, like I said, 10 years ago, that wasn't my interest. So I've seen growth in myself, and just being around these families has been really beneficial for my children and myself. Um, so living together is something that we are looking forward to doing, but it is definitely going to be new. So that is definitely, I will keep you all posted. I'm pretty sure I'll be making plenty of videos regarding it. But I think that that's something that we all need to become more comfortable with as well. Multifamily living, building our own, being in our own communities, and the way we build our own communities is, you may get with a couple of your family members, whether it's sisters, brothers, but cousins, aunts, aunties, and you all look into a neighborhood that's a couple of houses are up on the market, which is we know right now, here and now, that's even more prevalent, and you all go in and purchase these homes, and that's absolutely a way we can do it. um did you say you honestly want to do this challenge? I think I can do it, or break my neck one, but like, why would you even care? That's what my thing is. Like, why would, why, like, why don't we have a challenge where we're trying to learn how to surf, if that's the case? you know why don't we have a learn how to swim challenge? Tell me how learning how to walk these crates is going to be any way, any shape or form. Like, tightrope. Like, you don't even have to put it up that high. Why not even, why go to these crates? Why not even do that? Because people will pay to see they'll pay to see you do tightrope. Some hood tightrope walking. That's tight work. Tightrope is tight work. Okay, Rapscallion, hey you. Says, not if we all stand together, there are more of us. I agree. I agree. That's why, like I said, this commune living idea is something that I'm getting a lot more accustomed to and interested in and looking forward to more than I ever have before. So we will, continue to see how that plays out. Like I said, I'm sure I'll be making some type of videos. Y'all, I have a new trainer. Um, she is a beautiful sister here by the name of Miss Anita, and she is absolutely stunning and really encouraging for what years are going to look like to come. So very excited, and looking forward to some more awesome results. And I'm just saying that because I am checking some messages that are coming through, and people are responding to some of the posts that I've been putting on. So thank you again for everyone that has been encouraging. But yeah, I do want to applaud and to appreciate those that are saying some incredibly positive things, even more so than I have been, interacting with the the naysayers. But yeah, that just kind of got on my nerve a little bit, that these people are using they're trying to circumvent the usual route, and they're using older posts, older videos to kind of hide some negative comments in regards to what I'm currently saying right now. Like, what's the point? Okay, so let's see what else we have here. I only want to do for myself something I would have come up with on my own. It's something I would have come up with on my own. I'll admit I do mostly get hurt these days from pushing my limits. Never forever young. Agreed. I understand that you'll do for yourself, because I have I have lived that way for a long time. I really have. I've never had a roommate in my adult life, and it was suggested, it was encouraged, it was um, highly recommended. I never had a roommate in my adult life. Now, what I did have was we did do communal living, so I guess actually no, scratch that. I guess I was roommate. So when I was engaged after my divorce, we had a house. It was a 4 bedroom, 4 bath, beautiful house in South Miami. And we did have we let an older woman from a local church stay in one of the rooms, and we had a couple uh with a friend of mine. Well, she was a friend who was a fellow trainer at the time. She and her boyfriend stayed in another room. Then we had, what's that? Let me, you know what? Y'all, it was five. It was five. It was five bedroom, was it? No, it was four bedroom, four bath. Yeah, it was four bedroom, four bath, excuse me. So, yeah, but we also had when the boyfriend of the trainer moved out, um I think she might have taken the smaller room, and then we had I had a friend of mine also there for a little bit for about 3 months. There were never people like we never. I never really wanted people there long term. So I like to put people on like a 3 month or 6 month lease. But my current at the time, he insisted on giving people at least a year. So, and I didn't, y'all, I was kind of screwed. I didn't agree to that, but I will say this, I see the benefit of that now, but it's not for, rent purposes. It's more so to allow that person to just get, super, just get stable. And a year of not paying to stay where you are, absolutely opens up a lot of doors, especially when you consider that the average amount of rent here in Atlanta, Georgia is 1,000. That's the average. Most of the time it's a little over, but the average is 1,000. So you're talking about 12 months where you haven't paid rent, and if you have two jobs, you're able to take one income and just stack that on top of the rent that you are not paying. So you should be able to at the end of the year come up with a little, close to about 20,000 1 year. 1 year if you apply it well. And I've seen it. I'm not just saying this like because I'm just pulling, rabbit out of my hat. Um, I've seen this. I used to, like I said, I used to work for the city of Miami, and I I saw a couple of different housing programs, and I saw a teacher who she took on Uber, and she took on working at a pet store. She took, so she had three jobs. She was a teacher, she worked Uber on the weekends, and she worked the pet, I'm sorry, not pet, she worked at the Gap. That's right. So she had three jobs, and then in 1 year, she was able to save up $25,000, and she was a part of a housing program. She was able to close on her housing, and after she got the house, she dropped the Uber, but she still stayed working at Gap and being a teacher. So it does happen. It does happen. I'm not saying that it is recommended or it has to or it is a preferable situation, but it does happen. Hey Willie, yes you did. You made it. You made it in good time too, in good time. So Jose says this. I once had a young woman ask me if I would move in with her and her two little girls. She said she still wanted to bring her male friends around. Interesting. Some women want their cake and eat it too. I don't think that was about having her cake and eat it too. Did she want to also be with you intimately? Because that just may have been she was trying to tell you without telling you. You're a friend. You're a friend. I had an ex that actually said it to me once. Not that you're a friend, but he literally tried to sit me down and tell me that he wanted to bring other women to discuss about being in a polygamous relationship. And, I just looked at him like totally, I wish I could come up and show y'all, but I looked at him totally like glossy eyed, like, oh, that's what you're thinking? And then when he left for his meeting, because he was a Mason, y'all, when he left for his meeting, and Hebrew Israel and a Mason, I know y'all are thinking like, Courtney, how'd you get caught up with that? We'll talk about that on another day. But when he left for his meeting, y'all, I packed up my stuff. I packed up my stuff, what I could because and thankfully, my children were with my ex-husband at the time because it was a weekend. So as soon as I heard that car pull out of that lot, I packed up my stuff. You are not gonna have me up in here looking stupid with my children while you bring some women around talking about you're entertaining people that want to be in a polygamous relationship. I don't play those type of games, y'all. And I want y'all to know no day of the week has Courtney Omega ever played those type of games. I don't play those type of games. Like I said, I said at the last live that we did last week that younger women, I think coming up right now in this day and time, they might be more interested in it. They might be more interested in that because they're the I call them zillennials. The millennials and the zillennials, the Generation Zers, they are coming up in a time where they are literally just, you know, it honestly is like anything goes. They are just they assigning different genders and um is a duck is a cat and a cat is a rabbit around here. So let them deal with that and talk them into these polygamous relationships and get them to agree to it while everybody's sitting around having some good sexy time and trading around STDs and swapping all types of bacteria. But then when you get into the point where you're looking for someone to actually build life with, and the only thing they know is how to, build up a build up a rap sheet, then that is mm, then you'll see what you're stuck with. But I think that these younger women, you'll get them to be interested in it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because they sitting around, twerking and tapping their girlfriends' asses and you know um pretending like they're all going that way anyway. And I say pretending, yes, you heard me right. But on the real, are they really going that way? Probably not. But I will just continue to say that we have to absolutely come to a point where we draw the line somewhere. The line has to be drawn somewhere. And I know this has come from someone who totally believed in anarchy up until I was about 14, 15. Then I picked it up again when I was in my 20s, but I think anarchy just really has to do more so with government rule than it has to do with having a moral standpoint. I don't rely on government to tell me what things to do morally. And that's coming from a former elected official. So God of Fluff says it's all by design to destroy that family structure so no one owned nothing again long term. Wow. Couple of months later, she lost her apartment because she couldn't pay her bill. Oh well, she wanted a simp to pay her bills and Pookies to blow her back. Okay, so see, that's what she was looking at. That's what she was looking at. But I'm telling you that that may not be the case for someone who is legit looking to multifamily live. Like I said, I have two children, and living with a man is something that I've never been interested in outside of someone that I was involved with. But, this is a couple, a beautiful, couple that have, their own business and they have their own life. And it's a, huge home and, they can either have a private entrance to their own, compartment of the home or they can have access to the main house. Um, but yeah, it's not being done with the intention of, well, kind of your man is my man, and on the weekend he's your man, and y'all know how that. Whatever SZA said, was that SZA? That was SZA, right? Whatever she said, it's a no go over here. I do not share men, and I surely do not do husbands. I think that was a problem with why my marriage didn't last because I don't do husbands. Or are we just old fashioned? You said sounds good, kind of like an old school sitcom. That's what my situation. Well, I do kind of feel like I just kind of feel like it is. Okay, so y'all know, let me just keep it straight. Y'all know how I always do with y'all. Um, yeah, I've been single and abstinent for, coming up on, it'll be 7 years next month, y'all. 7 years, no, 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 7 years in October. So I'm already counting. I'm already acting like we're in September, but it will be 7 years in October. Um, I'm just good on the idea of shacking up. I'm not interested in doing that. And I'm also just not interested in, just kind of like I'm not interested in the whole dating scene. Y'all know how I've been on that for a while, and everyone tells me the same thing. Oh, you need to get out, you need to date, you need to do this, you need to do that. But y'all, again, I have two children that are not only, they're young. One's a teen and one's almost a teen, a preteen, so to speak. But my children are very kind of green, and like we do everything together, So I just kind of leaving my children at home so I can go and kick it at a bar or even go to a movie or go to dinner by myself. Like that really just seems odd and it seems super, super selfish to me. To me, I'm not gonna knock anyone else that does do it, but to me it just seems really super odd and selfish. Like if I'm enjoying any of these things, I would rather be enjoying them with my children. I just would. So I always say if it's not a situation where I can't do with my kids, then I just probably shouldn't be doing it. I probably shouldn't be doing it. If I can't, be out, if I can't be out at, this sounds weird, but if I can't be out at the bar and, kicking back and laughing with my babes and, us kind of, catching the day and relaxing and unwinding and whatever, 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 then maybe that's not the place I should be. So, oh, what exactly am I talking about? So I don't know when you came in, but okay, so we were talking about Rapscallion. So maybe scroll up if you're confused, Snuggles. Scroll up and see, but we were talking about a woman had approached him about moving in with her, but she still wanted to have male friends come by and occasionally be there. So I talked about my current, housing uh, situation where, it is a multifamily, we're looking into a multifamily commune, which I've been sharing a little tidbits about with you. So I think that you are aware of that. But at any rate, so I was just talking about how it doesn't bother me to necessarily, I wouldn't be living with a man by myself. That's not the case. But I wouldn't mind. I think that this situation that I'm going into, where it's a married couple, I think that that's agreeable. So I hope that you are a little bit better caught up. But I was just saying, giving my own background, with just speaking on how um, I'm not phased by the fact that, the gentleman it's a married couple. I'm cool on the idea of, them having their relationship and me having my babies. That sort of thing. So that was where I was pretty much getting at. Hopefully you're not still confused. But yeah. Okay, so she says, I've still been celibate too. Been a few years now. It gets me sometimes, but yeah, I just spend more time with my kids and not stress about it. Glad it's not just me. Oh yeah, the same. Yeah, it gets to me sometimes. Do not get it twisted. And the gentleman that I reconnected with recently, actually, he was just talking about how strong I must be. And it really kind of surprised me because that was basically him telling me that he has not been, and he is, you know. That's like I said, it just surprised me because it was the way it was said and the way he was talking when we were speaking before. He wasn't talking like that was going to be something that was difficult for him to abstain from. So it's kind of odd. It was a little odd. But yes, everyone is glad Mr. Snuggles is back. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um so, I think that in a whole, I think that we as a people, as a community, as a culture, and as a diaspora, we do need to get more comfortable with living amongst each other again. Because let's just talk about how that makes the strongest of communities. It really does. It makes a stronger community when you do have a village style approach to upbringing, um, where you're not just circulating and rotating out in and out of these neighborhoods. The average person stays in a rental community, an average of 2.5 years. That's not even long enough for your children to go through a complete cycle of any schooling. Whether it is elementary from first to sixth, middle school from fifth to eight, or from six to eight, and then of course high school from 9 to 12. Um, it's not long enough to stay in any complete cycle. So what you have is a generation of youth that are at higher risk of not graduating, as we have seen lower graduation rates for people that have unstable housing. Okay. Also, you see depression higher in students that have unstable housing because of the cleanliness factor. Not even because of the lack of stability with the housing. It's because most of the time when you are, getting evicted here and right, left and right, the children are not able to really keep themselves to a certain standard with their cleanliness. Whether they're not able to bathe as often or having access to hygiene, um, having clean underwear or clean clothes. These are real issues that are affected by the lack of stable housing. And it affects our youth. Our youth are the biggest victims of eviction. Let's get it very clear. Let that be known. It is called the glow up. You're absolutely. I mean, growing up is one thing, but glowing up is a choice. You know, you glow up by choice. You glow up by choice. Growing up is a blessing. Now, every year, seeing another year is absolutely a blessing, but glowing up is a choice, and that's really where we're at as a community, where we have to understand and appreciate that if we want to have any type of real power, it's going to come in us uniting. And quite honestly, it's very hard to unite if you don't have the same type of concerns that I have as an individual or as a resident of this particular community. You know, you may not appreciate that um, my child has to walk further because buses don't come through their neighborhood, and then that definitely eliminates the opportunity for them to do any type of extracurricular activities that might be still going on once sun goes down, because there's not proper lighting in my community. Like, these may seem like little things, but absolutely they have very big effects for our youth. They really do. So let's see here. Yeah, I am just really appreciative for you all coming through tonight. Definitely. So it says, I'm buying my house, leave to my kids. I want my kids not to have to get caught up in the rent game. Same. Same for me. Same for me. But like you said, do you truly own So how are you going to challenge with that? Because you said that you don't truly own, you just pass on debts to your children. Um, how are you making sure that it's not something that's coming with the debt? Now I tell you what we're doing with the village, or in the village rather. We are doing a business with the home. So not only do we leave this particular property to the next generation, to have a business, I'm sorry, to have a home, but also they're able to have a business that literally pays for the house. So it gives, just a different perspective on home ownership and stability, you know. And then, of course, also having a trust with the house so that my children just honestly don't just get to make a decision of, hey, when, I decide, if they decide to, leave after they mature, um, they just don't say, well, I'm just gonna abandon the house. So they can sell their, portion, their share of the estate to the other trust members, and they can go on that way. But of course, I'm hoping that they stay. I'm hoping that they keep the house in the family, especially for, their children, my grandchildren as well. So say, oh, I already put that up there. Let's see, did I miss any of these before I get up and out of here? Snoogle says I'm rambling. He probably right. I'm tired, y'all. This has been a long day, even without doing the event, because brother Palmetto was ill. We definitely made the most of it, and you know what? It's always, man, it can be really kind of draining when you are reconnecting with someone from the past, because a lot of memories get drugged up. A lot of memories get drugged up, and yeah, it can be tiring. So I don't know. We got to think of something. Seems having mineral rights may be an option. We have seen businesses can be taken down easy with how the government's doing folks these days. True, true. But I think that kind of everything, nothing is foolproof, especially when it comes to that, unless you are creating children that will get involved in government. If you want to go that route, I got some pointers. Um, I think now is an excellent time for long shots to be running, for absolutely wild cards to run. I think now is the time to do it. Got to have the land producing its own money, like oil. I agree, and that's what we have in this property. It's a particular property. It has water. It has water, so we can have like a water company out of the village. That I definitely agree with that. So I am going to wrap this up. Um, I have really loved chatting, and a God of don't do that challenge, sis. Do not do that challenge. Just steer clear of it, absolutely. But I just want to thank y'all again for just rocking with me tonight. How y'all do? Y'all know how we do. Especially for doing, because I know what's going on was so late tonight, because again we were expected to be at this pop up during the hours that usually what's going on is, which is at 5 o'clock. But today at 1 o'clock we have a new video premiering. Please make sure you have your notification turned on. And then Friday, y'all, I have a new co-host for F Bomb Friday. Please check out his testimonial on my community page. We are full in on this FTR movement. And if y'all don't know, then now you know. And like I said, if anybody has a problem with the fact that I am not encouraging anybody to go out there and continue to pay no rent. We know that rent does nothing but fund evictions. That's what it does. People, the property managers get paid off of deposits. Rents do nothing but fund evictions. So that means if you got to go if they have to, go and do the paperwork, keep their lawyer on retainer, and pay off some judges to evacuate these verdicts, so that they don't even have to attend these hearings, and they'll still give them the dispossessory hearing or the dispossessory verdict. That's where your rent is going towards. Rest assured. Rest assured. One love, y'all. Glad I made it back. I am glad you made it back too. Absolutely, y'all. I am getting a little tired, but I thank y'all so much for coming in tonight and just tuning in and being a part of this conversation, y'all. Please don't do this. This challenge is silly, but y'all take this time, take this opportunity to not, as you said, gotta fuck earlier, gotta fuck. Don't be distracted, y'all. We see what's coming. Afghanistan immigrants are coming. They want y'all broken up and in the hospital, so y'all can miss these rent payments. Those of y'all who are so enthusiastic or paying rent or not paying rent, or you're missing these notices about the 60%, 40%, not 70% that they're gonna take from what you thought that they were agreeing to with the eviction moratorium. But if you can't pay 100%, then you're gonna go through the process, and they're taking your homes and they're gonna be giving them right over to these Afghanistan um, fellows, because that's who everybody should be feeling for at this point in time. Never should we just be feeling for Black people with what we've endured, but there'll always be a new crisis for them to give more attention to. Hey, Africa, you always come in so late, brother. But at any rate, you can definitely catch the Play Black. Please do. And until next time, y'all know what to do. And sorry I'm so late, y'all. Apologies again. But it has been fun, and I will again see you all on tomorrow. We have, or today rather, at 1 we have the premiere of a new video. But on Friday we will have a new co-host for F Bomb Friday. And y'all know what F Bomb Friday is gonna be about this week. F that rent. And until next time, y'all know what to do. Glow up.